Oh, I know what's happened. That poor child probably thought she was coming to another tyrant, to another prison. If she would have known that I was her friend, and a friend of all young lovers, she would be here by now. Yes, she would. Her life shall not be crossed with obstacles and disappointments as... Cook, a minute ago my smelling salts were on this table. Now they've completely disappeared.
Why, there they are, ma'am, right there in your hand.
Goodness, how did they get here? Well, I won't inquire. Stranger things have happened.
I suppose Mr. Vandergelder was setting her down with someone.
Two can go astray as easily as two.
God bless you. Now here's the carriage supper.
We'll go and let them in, Cook. It's probably two. God bless you. Some of us have gone heard voices.
Hey, I don't want to come in. You can't do this. It's a free country, I tell you.
Oh my God. In you go. We have orders.
Hey, you can't force us to go where we don't want to. What is this?
Are you Miss Van Heusen?
Yes, I am, unfortunately. What's all this noise about?
I have two people here. Mr. Vanderbilt says to be brought here and stay here until he gets here. Here's his note to you.
No one has any right to tell me whom I'm to keep in my house.
Absolutely right, Miss Van Heusen. Why, it seems to me you always hear people breaking into houses. But it's more people wanting to break out of houses. That's what I always say. Bring them in, Josie.
Listen, this young lady and I have no business here. We jumped into a cab, asked to be brought to the station, and these people brought us here and forced us to come inside. There's been a mistake.
Are you Miss Van Heusen?
Everyone's asking me if I'm Miss Van Heusen. I believe that's a matter I can decide for myself. Now, will you all be quiet while I read this letter? This is Ermengarde and that rascal Ambrose Kemper. Well, I know who you two are. They are trying to run away. Story of my life. Mr. Kemper, you have no need to be afraid. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Josie. I stay here till the old man comes. He owes me $15.
That's right. We stay here to see that they don't escape.
My dear child, take off your things. Now we'll all have some coffee. You two can wait in the hall, and coffee will be sent out to you. Cook, take it.
Miss Van Heusen, we're not the people you're
I'm
expecting,
not the
so...
tyrant you think I am, Mr. Kemper.
But,
There's no need to be afraid of me. I know you're trying to run away with this innocent girl.
but
Sticky bird.
Oh, get along. All my life I have suffered from the interference of others. But you shall not suffer as I did. So put yourself entirely in my hands. Ermengarde, where's your luggage?
Oh, well, it's,
Oh, it's been this late. I'll find it in the
Miss
morning.
Lane, how like life. You should put on some of my clothes.
Oh, well, that's really not necessary, Mrs.
She's a shy little thing, isn't she? Oh, darling. Cook,
Yes, ma'am?
put some gingerbread in the oven and get the coffee ready.
Yes, ma'am.
While I draw a good hot bath for Ermengarde.
Miss Van Heusen.
Believe me, Ermengarde, your troubles are at an end. By tomorrow morning, you two will be happily married. My dear child, you look just as I did at your age. Your troubles and sufferings have been as mine. While you're bathing, I'll come and tell you the story of my life.
Oh, that's really not great. I always catch a cold when I take a bath.
Oh, dear, you won't catch a cold. I'll slap you all over. I'll be back in a minute.
Barnaby, do you think we could jump down from this window?
Yes, kill us all.
Well, something to happen. Barnaby, situation is desperate.
Began being just for about 4:30. Now I have to take a bath and get slapped all over.
You've still got those wet things on. Your bath's nearly ready. Mr. Kemper, come into the kitchen and put your feet into the oven. What's that, the doorbell? I expect it's your own folks.
There's the doorbell. It's another man and a girl in a cab.
Well, go and let the man cook. Now you two come with me.
Well, I already had a bath last Saturday. No, that's impossible. Come in anyway. There's some mistake. I'll tell Miss Van Dusen you're here, but there's some mistake.
But I tell you, I am Mr. Vandergelder's niece. I'm Ermengarde.
Beg your pardon, miss, but you can't be Miss Ermengarde.
But I am. I tell you, I am Miss Ermengarde. And that's my baggage.
How do you do? I'll tell Miss Van Dusen who you think you are. She won't like it.
You'll be all right now, Ermengarde. I better go before she sees me.
Oh, no, you must stay. I feel so strange here.
Yeah, but Mr. Vandergilt will be here any minute.
But Ambrose, you can't go. Ambrose, you can't go. You can't leave me in this crazy house with these drunken people in the hallway. Oh, Ambrose. Ambrose, let's say you're someone that I'm going to send down to take care of me. Let's say you're Cornelius Hackle.
Who's Cornelius Hackle?
You know, he's chief clerk in Uncle's store.
No, Ermengarde. Come on with me now. I'll take you to my friend's house. Either that or I'll take you to Miss Levi's house.
When is Miss Levi has threw his friend Uncle Horse's face? Oh, I wish I were back in Yonkers where nothing ever happened.
What's all this I hear? I told you two to wait in the hall. Now, who do you say you are?
Aunt Flora, don't you remember me? I'm Ermengarde.
You're Horace Vandergelder's niece.
Yes, I am.
But he's just sent me another niece named Ermengarde.
But he doesn't have...
And who is this?
This is Cornelius Hackle, Aunt Flora.
Never heard of.
He's chief clerk in Uncle's store.
Never heard of. The other Ermengarde came with the man she's in love with, and that proves it. She came with Mr. Ambrose Kemper.
Ambrose Kemper?
Yes, Mr. Hackle. And Mr. Ambrose? Dear child, what's the trouble?
Nobody's anybody anymore.
Are you in love with this man?
Yes, I am.
I could see it. And are people trying to separate you?
Yes, they are.
I could see it. Who? Horace Vandergelder.
Yes.
Mr. Hackle. Think of me as your friend. Now we'll all go into the kitchen and get warm. We'll decide who everyone is later. My dear child, would you like a good hot bath?
Yes, I would.
Well, you can go in as soon as Ermengarde comes out.
Miss Van Dusen.
Why, Mr. Hack?
Mr. Kemper.
Eddie, I'll explain everything. I'll explain
Mr. Kemper. This is Mr. Cornelius Hackle. Mr. Hackle, this is Mr. Ambrose Kemper. You two know each other.
No, we don't. Miss Van Dusen, I can tell you, this man is not Ambrose Kemper. And he's not Cornelius Hackle.
My dear young man, what does it matter what your names are? The important thing is that you are you. You are alive and breathing, aren't you, Mr. Hackle?
Ow, Miss Van Dusen.
And this poor child imagines she is Ermengarde, Mr. Horace Vandergelder's niece.
But I am.
The important thing is that you're all in love. Everything else is imagination, illusion.
Ouch, Miss Van Dusen.
Everyone's asking me if I'm Miss Van Hugh. Oh, gentlemen, sit down and have a chat while I draw up a good hot bath for Ermengarde.
There's the doorbell again.
Well, answer it.
It's a cab with 3 ladies. I never thought such a night.
Gentlemen, you can rest easy. I'll see that Horace Vandergelder
I never want to see you again, and you are discharged. Now get out of the house, both of you.
Now then, you stop ordering people out of my house. You can shout and carry on in Yonkers, but while you're in my house, you'll behave yourself. And take off your hat. Gentlemen, you can rest easy.
Mr. Vandergelder, I can explain.
Mr. Kemper, there aren't going to be any explanations. Horace, stop scowling at Mr. Kemper and shake hands with him.
That's not Kemper. It's a dishonest rogue named Cornelius Hackett.
You're crazy. This is Cornelius Hackett.
I guess I know my own chief clerk.
Well, I don't care what their names are. You shake hands with them both or out you go.
Shake hands with those dogs and scoundrels.
Mr. Vandergelder, you've had a trying day. You don't want to go out in the rain? Just for form's sake, shake hands with them. You can start quarreling again tomorrow.
There. Don't regard that as a handshake. Hey, I never want to see you again.
Don't push. Miss Van Heusen?
Yes, dear?
Do I smell coffee?
Yes, dear.
Could I have some good and black?
Come along, everybody. We'll all go into the kitchen and have some coffee. Horace, you'll be interested to know that there are 2 Ermengardes in there.
Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. Ephraim, I'm marrying Horace Vandergelder for his money. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I'll certainly make him happy. And Ephraim, I'm tired. I'm tired of living from hand to mouth, and I'm asking your permission. Ephraim, you give me away. Money, money, money. It's like the sun, we walk under. It can kill and it can cure. Horace Vandergelder never tires of saying that most of the people in this world are fools. And in a way, he's right, isn't he? Himself, I mean, Cornelius, myself. But there comes a moment in everyone's life when he must decide whether he's going to live among human beings or not. A fool among fools or a fool alone. And for myself, I decided to live among them. Oh, it wasn't always so. After my husband's death, I retired into myself. Yes, in the evenings, I'd put out the cat, I'd lock the door, and I'd make myself a little rum toddy. And I'd say a prayer, thanking God that I was independent and that no one else's life was tangled up with mine. And when 10 o'clock sounded from the Trinity Church tower, I fell off to sleep and I was a perfectly contented woman. But one night, after 2 years of this, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. I had placed it there on the day my husband asked him to marry me. It was a perfectly good oak leaf, but without color and without life. And suddenly I realized that I had not for a long time shed one tear, nor had I been for one moment outrageously happy, nor had I been filled with the wonderful hope that something or other might turn out right. And suddenly I realized that I was like that oak leaf. And on that night I decided to rejoin the human race. On that night I had many hours struck in the Trinity Church tower. You and I have known a lot of people who, like Horace Vandergelder, like myself for a long time, have decided to have nothing to do with the human race. Oh, they go among them, they talk to them, they make friends with them, they even marry them. But at heart, they have decided to have nothing to do with them. If you go among human beings and accept them, then you acknowledge the fact that every man has a right to his own mistakes. Oh, we're all fools, and we're all in danger of creating a good deal of havoc in this world with our folly. But the one way to keep us from harm is to give us the 4 or 5 human pleasures which are our right, and that takes a little money. Not much, but a little. The difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between a little money and an enormous amount of money is very slight. But that, too, can shatter the world. Money, pardon my expression, money is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. Anyway, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Horace Vandergelder.
Anderson asked me to bring you this.
Thank you both. Sit down and rest yourself.
No, thank you. I'm not tired.
What's been going on in the kitchen?
A lot of foolishness. Everybody's falling in love with everybody. I forgave Herman Garden and Ernest.
I knew you would. Too.
Thank you. I made Cornelius happy with my partner.
You won't regret it.
Dolly, you said some mighty unpleasant things to me in that restaurant tonight. All that about my house and everything.
Let's not say another word about it.
Dolly, you have a lot of faults.
I know what you mean.
You're bossy, you're scheming, you're inquisitive, you're
Go on.
Dolly, you're a wonderful woman. Dolly, would you marry me?
Horace Vandergelder, stop right there.
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other woman, but Dolly, forgive me and marry me.
No, I don't dare. I just don't dare.
What do you mean?
Horace, you know as well as I do that you're a leading citizen in Yonkers. Naturally, you'd expect any wife of yours to keep open house, to have scores of people coming in and out. Any wife of yours would have been used to that kind of thing.
Dolly, you can live any way you like.
Horace, you can't deny the fact that your wife would have to be a somebody. Answer me. Am I a somebody?
You are. You're a wonderful woman.
Oh, but you're partial. Horace, it won't be enough to load your wife with money and jewels. You insist that she be a benefactress to half the town. Horace, you really think I have it in me to be a credit to you?
Dolly, everybody knows you can do anything you want.
I'll try. With your help, I'll try. Oh, by the way, I found your purse.
Where did you? Wonderful woman.
It just walked into my hands. I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I frighten myself. Here, Horace, take it. Money walks out of my hands as well.
Keep it, keep it.
Horace, I never thought I'd ever hear you say such a thing.
Hey! Excuse me. I didn't know anyone was in here.
You didn't know anybody was here, idiot?
Come in, Barnaby. Come in.
Come in, Barnaby, come in.
Cornelius is going to marry Mrs. Malloy.
Isn't that fine? Horace,
Barnaby, go and tell the rest of them that Mrs. Levi has consented.
finally consented.
Finally consented to become my wife.
Holy cabooses! Everybody! Get one try. Oh, I mean, Mr. Vandergelder's going to marry Mrs. Levi.
What do you know about that?
Golly Gallagher, that's the best news I've ever heard. There isn't any more coffee and there isn't any gingerbread. But there are 3 couples in my house and they're all going to be married. And would you believe that one of those Ermengardes wasn't a dear little girl at all? She was a boy. Well, that's what life is. Imagination, illusion.
There isn't any more coffee, there isn't any more gingerbread, and there isn't any more play. But there is one thing I think we ought to do. Barnaby, come here. I think the youngest person here ought to tell us what the moral of this play is.
Well, I think it's about adventure. See, the test of adventure is that when you're in the middle of it, you say to yourself, oh, what an awful mess I've gotten myself into now. I wish I was sitting quietly at home. And the sign that something's wrong with you is when you're sitting quietly at home, wishing you're out, having lots of adventures. So now,